Alright, guys, alright. Sorry I've been away for a little while. My lungs are still playing up from that viral infection I had. So, yeah, every time I talk, it still hurts a little bit. But we're just going to soldier through it. And, look, it's getting better, so slowly. But, yeah, slowly but easily. Alright. So, let's go through and let's talk about this. And, look, obviously, talking about the news is depressing sometimes, right? So let's do something a little fun today. Let's debunk the left. Because this girl has absolutely no idea what she is talking about. And considering that she looks like she's half black, at least, or full black, I'm not quite sure what her mixed percentages is, but at the very least looks like half black. She really should be more informed on this. So we're going to talk about abortion because Texas is bringing in new laws in regards to Texas. I believe this... Yeah, today. So we do have an article here. We will bring this up for you. So we'll know exactly what we are talking about before we jump into the video response part of this. Texas law that bans abortion before many women know they're pregnant takes effect. Now, obviously, this is going to be biased, but let's just keep going with it. Legislation banning abortion after about 6 weeks is now in the law of the land in Texas, effectively ending Roe v. Wade. Yeah, it's ironic because the woman that whole Roe v. Wade is based on actually came out later and said that she was against Roe v. Wade and it was being misused. Now there's some debate as to whether she was paid off by a Christian organisation to change her views or whatnot, but yeah. In surprise, some High Court watchers, the US Supreme Court, didn't act on emergency requests to stop the law from taking effect by midnight. So on Wednesday, President Biden called the law extreme and said it blatantly violates the constitutional right to abortion, adding that his administration will protect and defend the right. The Texas law passed in May bans all abortion at the state after about 6 weeks of pregnancy, well before many women even know they're pregnant. Now, it's interesting. The left will defend the rules when it comes to them. But when it comes to them making sanctuary cities, and then when Trump was in power, that's okay. But if it's our laws, we're going to defend them, right? It's funny how they've always, yeah. So that's basically the gist of it, right? So obviously now we have the Liberals having a bit of a meltdown on TikTok and whatnot, where they're basically going through and having a meltdown regarding these abortion laws. So let's listen to them and let's debunk them. Debunker style.
Something that's been bothering me about the fact that Texas restrictive abortion laws are going in effect today is how a lot of American journalists and, commentators are comparing this to the Taliban and Sharia law.
You mean the fact that the Taliban and Sharia law are religious zealots who ban abortions and whatnot, right? Like, I can see the similarities, yeah. At the end of the day, it seems that, yes, it's definitely something that seems to be more on the religious side of the political sphere. And whether you like it or not, the Taliban is religious, on that religious side. So I would say, yeah, the motives between them and some of the Christians and whatnot who are brought through these laws would be identical. Would be all for, banning abortion because of their religious views.
And I just want to point it out, if you don't already know this, if you can't already clock it, this is Islamophobia.
No, it's not. For a start, Islamophobia isn't actually a thing. You can't be phobic against a religion. That's not how it works. It's like them claiming that it's racist. Sorry, but Islamophobia, or Islam isn't a race, so you can't be racist towards them. So now they're throwing this Islamophobia out there. It's not Islamophobia. Islamophobia is an irrational fear of something. You mentioning at the end of the day that this is very much similar to the Christian or the right's view on abortion is not a fear of it, it's you trying to explain it. That's the big difference here. Is at the end of the day, no one's sitting there afraid of Islam and claiming that's because of abortion or whatever you may think. At the end of the day, people are sitting there saying Islam is against abortion and they're religious. The religious right is against abortion and they're religious. And there is a correlation between religion and these abortion laws. Now, obviously, this is an inconvenient truth for you because at the end of the day, you're far leftists and Islam is the holy grail for some imaginary reason. Because you're being told it is, I suppose. I don't know, you obviously can't think for yourself. But at the end of the day, because your leaders have told you that Islam is great and attacking Islam makes you Islamophobic, you now are just repeating that like an NPC. That's basically what it is. It's just you paraphrasing or parroting what you've already been told Islamophobic is. Which, to be honest, is factually inaccurate. Because like I say, to be Islamophobic about Islam, that means you have an irrational fear. That's what phobia is. It's an irrational fear of something. No one's saying that the religious right and the Islam both have these same views because of religious reasons. No one's saying that because of an irrational fear of Islam. So your whole argument is just going out the window for a start. And the fact that you're trying to make that argument just shows you that you don't know what you're actually talking about, but instead you're just repeating like a good little NPC.
What is going on with Texas right now has nothing to do with the racist boogeyman that you have conjured up
Islam is not a race, so it can't be racist.
In your mind. And it has everything to do with the fact that right-wing evangelism caused this.
I would agree. It is because of right-wing religious views that has caused these abortion laws to come in place. Yes. It's the same reason why the heavily religious Muslim countries also ban ban abortions as well. Do you see the correlation here? Do you see the fact that it might be because of these religious reasons that both of these different people want to ban the same thing? I didn't think it was so hard, but hey, keep going.
That's it. Point blank period.
No, it's not. No, it's not. And you're saying that's it, but it doesn't make it so. At the end of the day, this is more about religion, dictating policies, whether you agree with it or not. Look, to be honest, I think that some of these abortion laws are probably over the fence. I would say 6 weeks is probably too soon for banning abortion. But at the end of the day, you're also the same people that go around calling a bunch of cells a parasite. So, at the end of the day, you lost me on the abortion argument because obviously you're not reasonable people.
It has to do with the fact that white people's birth rates are declining.
And so are blacks. Do you know the biggest demographic that is affected by abortion is actually the black population? There are more abortions done by black people than there are whites. If you want to talk about declining birth rates, and if you want to talk about the fact that at the end of the day, the abortion affects the overall birth rates, how many black babies are aborted every year? You of all people, seeing as that you look like you're part black, if I'm guessing, at the end of the day, should be concerned about that. This is not just a white thing. This is also a black thing. Actually, let me see if I can bring up... So, we minimize you for a sec. So, this is just the first link that I came across. United States, whites, 39% apparently have abortions. Black is 34%. Sister, you ain't much better off. Trust me. Other is 8, Hispanic is 20. You take into Hispanic and blacks, 54% of all abortions are minorities. Just saying, at the end of the day, you should be more worried about abortion than a white thing. And the fact that you're trying to make it out that it's a race thing just shows that you're actually racist yourself. But, let's keep going.
And in a country where whiteness is power, that is a bad thing to them.
You don't get it, right? You're claiming that the white people are losing their power. The last two presidents were both white. Your own political party literally voted for a white guy, a rich white guy. How's that power going for you? How's that lack of power going? Because the last two presidents were white. Sure, the one before that was black, but how many before that were white? How many years do we have to go back before we start going, well, you've only had one black president? The white people aren't losing their power as much as the alt-right would like to say, because we just had an election where two black people were kicked off to the Democratic ticket. Tulsi Gabbard and Kamala. Now, Kamala's the vice president, but at the end of the day, she couldn't even get enough votes to run for president. Her popularity was so low that at the end of the day, she had to drop out and become VP. You tell me how that lack of power is going for you now.
It has to do with holding on to the systemic power they've had for so long that they will do anything, including making sure that they harm women and children to keep the status quo.
It's funny how these liberals always claim that we're harming women and children. I thought abortion was harming children. Isn't that what an abortion is? You're aborting a life, a person? Oh, but it's not a life yet. Right, but, single-cell organism on Mars is life, apparently. But, fetus isn't. Okay, sure. Tell me how that one works.
To do with white supremacy. That's why this is happening.
No, it's not. This is happening because of religious reasons. The same reason why Muslims also ban abortion is because at the end of the day, it's religious. It's a religious reason. It has nothing to do with race. Otherwise, you'd see that these black Republican countries or states wouldn't be implementing it as well. But they are. They all are. It's a religious thing. It's not a race thing.
Something that's been...
So at the end of the day, sorry, darling, but you completely got this all wrong. TikTok, it's tell you what, it's a fun. I feel like signing up just so I can troll people. But at the end of the day, it's just abortion is black is like 5 times higher than white. What they're talking about there is the fact that you take into account a population and the percentages. Man, she seems to have it all figured out. Don't like it, leave Texas. Which is also the argument too, right? The irony is this person is intellect is amazing. The irony if this person intellect wearing a shower cap in public, pretty much, Is that a shower? Oh my god, it's a shower cap. Harming children, huh? Yeah. Now, obviously, the people of this are going to be obviously typical, people that take shots at the left wing, that follow this Twitter account. But at the end of the day, look, the reason why this is happening, it's the reason why Islam bans abortions, is because at the end of the day, it's religious reasons. It is literally just religious. That's all it is. So, to give you an idea of the rules regarding Islam and abortion, we'll quickly look into this. So, depending on the Muslim majority countries, in countries like Turkey, and so abortions are unconditionally legal on request. On the other hand, 18 out of 47 majority countries, including Egypt, Iran, and Indonesia, abortion is only legally permitted if the life of the mother is threatened by the pregnancy. So, yeah. At the end of the day, seems to be it's more about religion than it is about race, darling. But yeah, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Obviously, this video has been helpful. Please smack that like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. If you like me taking debating these libs or rebutting these libs, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, and maybe we'll keep doing that. Apart from that, guys, have a great night, enjoy yourself, and we'll see you in tomorrow's tomorrow's demonetized video from YouTube. I've lost the phalatus to speak properly. Have a great day and enjoy.